brief history of ArcGIS. When Esri products first started in the 1970s, they fell into these categories over here. There was ArcInfo, which was often run on Unix workstations, and it had these different things associated with it. Arc, which is where the mapping was done, ArcPlot, which made the maps, ArcEdit, ArcInfo tables, and Grid. A kind of more user-friendly PC version came along, which was ArcView, which got up to version 3. And also at the same time, Esri started moving towards internet map services with the ArcIMS at this point here. More recently, the new product was ArcGIS. And ArcGIS Desktop had all these different components inside of it: ArcMap, ArcCatalog, ArcToolbox, and then ArcInfo Workstation, kind of a remnant of this, was still left over, and then ArcIMS developed into ArcGIS for Server. But now, in this class, we're into ArcGIS Pro. And ArcGIS Pro is sort of the newer version of ArcGIS with all of these other things still built into it. But really the thing that's changed a lot is these different map services and image services. These are now typically hosted in the cloud. We can upload data to those from ArcGIS Portal, and then we can access all the data in ArcGIS Online, ArcGIS Pro, or we can still push that back to the ArcGIS desktop environment if we're still using that. So it's very useful and very much tied into the internet and a lot of these map services and image services that are available. This basically allows us to, we don't have to download a GIS layer to add it to our map. We can just go out on the internet, find that layer, and add that to our map. So there's different functionalities associated. There's a basic ArcGIS, a standard ArcGIS, and an advanced. This may affect you when you go out in the working world as far as what you're able to afford, but the site license that we are using comes with the advanced. So basically it gives us access to all of the geoprocessing tools we could possibly need. So the reason things have evolved in this way is because we were going from a time back in the 1970s when all of these things in the left-hand column here were true. Memory on computers was expensive, there wasn't much storage space, networks were slow, most people worked on a mainframe or a desktop, it involved extensive training, and data was pretty much siloed. Organizations would have their own data that they were responsible for, and it would not be easy to share it. But now, and currently, we have cheap memory, more disk storage, very fast networks. Sometimes instead of just working on the desktop, we're also working in mobile environments, collecting or even processing data or analyzing data. It involves less training, and data services are out there, so this problem of data silos has kind of in many ways gone away. There's places where data services can provide us with the data we need for our maps, and we don't have to go to each agency we need data from in order to get that. So this kind of shows, for a web server, we might have a lot of things feeding into that, and the GIS servers would also be associated with this. And from there, we're able to produce maps over the internet using layers of information directly off of these GIS servers. So in this way, the client can only consume what's needed, and they have access to a lot of different types of platforms. And one really nice thing is it's possible to do real-time updates. So if you make a map, some data from another organization changes, and they update their GIS servers and their web servers, then you have access to that new data from them immediately. Web maps, because of this, are really on the rise. There are web maps that only use GIS services, so nothing would be stored on your PC or your laptop in order to make these maps, but you would be making the map, but all the information would basically be in the cloud. All of the GIS data would be in the cloud, and the process by which you make that map would be in the cloud through these different GIS services. And these can be shared from platform to platform, which is also very useful.